Vinny says hello. Hello. Hi, I'm Phil. Welcome to a Pretty Good Cooking food review. That's right, it's everyone's favorite product review episode. Nothing gets better. Today we'll be reviewing 2 seasonings from Wallop. Pack a punch in the kitchen. Ugh. These seasonings were sent to us by Rick Burton. And as a testimonial for why you should buy this product, here's a picture of Rick Burton. We'll find one, don't worry. Look at that big old beard. Doesn't that beard just say that he knows his way in the kitchen? So Rick watches our YouTube show, and according to the label, this product's made in his kitchen and is not subject to state licensure. So I've never seen that on a label before.
Anything can be in there.
Yeah, anything. It's true. Things to know about Wallop. According to the website, Rick's cool auntie paid him $5 to eat a basket of pickled jalapenos when he was a young man. And it was a revelation. Turned him into a chili head, and he used that $5 to start his business. I made up that part. But he likes chilies, and I think everything. This is like their flagship spice seasoning blend. Is there a difference between seasoning and seasoning blends and spice blends? I don't know. But if you look at the color, you can see it's nice and red. And the listed ingredients include paprika, chili powder, kosher salt, sugar, garlic powder, cayenne, spices, and dehydrated chili peppers. So that's one. The other thing he sent me was this jalapeno garlic salt, which has jalapenos, salt, garlics, and a blend of spices. Now I'm wondering, based on the order of those ingredients, if that shouldn't be called jalapeno, salt, garlic, because that's the order that they're in. Okay, so that's what it is, and Rick has a small YouTube video, small in that it hasn't been viewed that many times, demonstrating how to use this, which is to put it on chicken wings and cook them in an air fryer. And my favorite thing about that video is at the end, he seems like a wonderfully humble man. He says, there's only like one place in town that makes chicken wings that are better than this. It's like, alright, I got you. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing. Now, you viewer, you may already be in the zone of like, it's a product review. Phil's gonna make fun of it. I'm not gonna make fun of it. But what I am gonna do is, one, I'm gonna try to replicate Rick's process from that one video, and then we're gonna serve it with a side dish I never made before. So you get new content, new recipe. I've literally never made it before, so I get to do something new too, and we get to try out these products. Isn't that great? Good YouTube content. We're gonna make Hasselback potatoes. That's the new start. They look like this. Please ignore this seasoning blend. All right, we're gonna start with the potatoes because they take longer. So we will preheat the oven to 400 degrees. And that one guy who got really mad at my cutting boards. Look, I bought new cutting boards and they're way too big. That's right, it's huge. Covers the whole counter. Okay, so we are gonna cook potatoes. And we're gonna cook more than we need in hopes of having extra. I'm gonna use 4 potatoes, which I will wash. So Hasselback potatoes it's a whole potato that is sliced, but not all the way through. So it's almost like an accordion or a fan. Now I read on a food blog, they're always full of wisdom, that if you put chopsticks on either side of the potato, it can serve as a guide so as you don't chop all the way through the potato. But because I have a big brain and lots of culinary skills, I'm just gonna be careful. And you want to chop it, maybe 1/8 of an inch for these little slices. And the idea of doing this is by opening up the inside of the potato, it cooks slightly faster, not a whole lot, but you also will get a much crisper area because more of that, it's going to be exposed to oil and the heat, and so you'll have something that's texturally interesting. This is a product review episode, so I won't say anything further. Have I said any swear words yet? I'm trying to avoid it. So here we have the side angle. You can see I stopped near the bottom. Man, I did a good job. And there's our accordion. There's one potato. I'm gonna do it with the rest of them. This time I'm gonna do it with no guardrails. We'll be right back. Okay, so we got our potatoes sliced. Now we're gonna dress them. And I'm putting them on a rack. Totally optional, but things oftentimes will cook better when they're on a rack because it lets the air circulate. It's true. I read that somewhere. All right, in a bowl, we'll get some butter. This is butter that was used to butter corn, so it has a little corn silk on it. We'll melt that real quick. Just hold on one moment. Oh, not quite. Okay, oven. Here we go. Mostly melty. And to that, we will add some olive oil. This is a really good product review because we're doing nothing with the product right now. And to that, we will add some salt. Now, wait a minute. Why did I add salt when I could be adding jalapeno garlic salt made by Wallop? Let's just do that instead. I was going to use the everything seasoning, but we'll just do this. You can use a healthy amount. And I'm mixing the last bit of butter that didn't quite melt. Ah, tastes good. I rate this seasoning good. Okay, so now using your brush, we're gonna paint the potatoes with this this good stuff. It does seem tedious. Boy, this is a little bit of a struggle, isn't it? Okay, that's enough effort for that one. Yeah, we'll be back when I'm done painting these. Okay, here's our potatoes, and they're covered in butter and Wallop gelatin. So we'll put those in the oven. And there they will bake for at least 50 minutes. And we'll move on to other things. Now, assuredly, one of you well-seasoned viewers is like, just watched, I don't know, 7 minutes of YouTube footage. Phil didn't have a single beer. I don't like this show anymore. So I'm having a beer. I already had 2 beers. This is a Moosehead Lager, Union made in Canada. When I had this in Michigan, a 6-pack was like $13 or something. When I found it here in beautiful Ohio, it was $12 for a 12-pack. And I really like it because it's the least interesting tasting beer I've ever had. It truly tastes like yellow fizzy beer, and that's fine. It's good. And it's like there's no bullshit, right? So like, what do you think the ABV on this beer is, John? 5. Yes, it's just 5. Just 5. That's it. There's nothing to say about this beer. It's just good. Good enough. All right. Now let's move on to Rick Burton's method. I love that name. He used a Tupperware container, so I'm gonna do that too. All right. Now, how many wings are we gonna do? It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Life is tough. At the store, they only had 1-pound packs of wings. And I was like, a pound of wings enough for 2 people? No, it's not. It's not because of John. It's because of me. All right. So here's 2 pounds of wings. We won't be able to fit them all in the fryer, but that's okay. These are party wings, by the way. I think party wings typically means, 1, they're already cut into portions, and 2, I think it means they're smaller. Look how they're kind of fun-sized, I guess, like M&Ms or something. Wallop does not endorse M&Ms. Or M&Ms. Who cares about M&Ms? Okay, so the way that Rick does this, he's got his wingdings in a Tupperware, and then he puts oil on it. He used olive oil, so I'll do the same. Some olive oil. Typically, when you put things in an air fryer, you introduce some oil, and the bullshit, the bullcrap marketing for the air fryer says that it like aerolizes the oil, and it creates a cloud of oil, which you fry it in the air. But it's like, it just blows a fan on it. That's really what it is. That's fine, that's no problem. Okay, we got our tongs, short tongs today. I'm more of a medium tongs kind of guy, but I used them earlier for something, so they're not clean. All right, and then we're gonna liberally apply the seasoning. Well, now look, I've been messing around with this seasoning a couple times. I already used a good amount. So is that a testimonial that this is good? Could be. You'll have to ask me later. All right, so here's our seasoning. Once I season it heftily and merrily, another adverbs. Let's try some of this in the raw. I meant to do that with the other seasoning too. All right, here's our spoon. Here's some seasoning. It's good. So this is in the genre of seasoning salt, and that it has paprika, it's got garlic, it's very savory, a little spicy. The ways that it's different is the sugar comes through, and that's typically not in seasoning salt, so there's like a little bit of sweetness. And then the like, did you come in here just to do that? It's more chili heavy. So you definitely get more of like a dried chili powder type taste. And in the spices, I taste cumin. I don't know if there's cumin in it or not, but it's like, it's a little bit like seasoning salt. It's a little bit like taco seasoning, but I think it's a little bit better than both of those. So that's the flavor profile. Let's add a little more seasoning. Always a good idea to spray your air fryer, even if there already is oil. It just helps. It just helps. And we will probably overload our basket because wings, particularly party size, shrink when you cook them. Maybe we can fit them all in. You think we can?
You can definitely fit them all in there, but I don't know if you should.
I think I'm gonna do it. It's so close. I got one more wing in there. Boop. All right. So don't overcrowd the basket like I did, but hungry boys. So slap it on in there, give it another shove so the air fryer knows you mean business. Turn it on, and you do you with the air fryer. Like, there's all kinds of temperatures and stuff you can do them at, but we'll start with 20 minutes at 400 degrees. It's overcrowded, so the extra heat should help a little bit with that, and we will cook them longer. But after they cook for a little bit, we're actually gonna sauce them and cook them again so that it develops a little bit of a coating. And I think that's it. I don't think he sauces them yet again, but like, I don't know, if I remember from that video, he just kept throwing hot sauce on those wings. And he was like, here's some more sauce. I'm like, yeah, it looks pretty good. So we'll be back with an update. If it looks bad in there from overcrowding, just cook them longer. We'll pull some out. It's fine. Oh yeah, here's me drinking a beer. 20 minutes on the wings. Here's what they look like. You can see it's a little crowded in there, but like I predicted, they did shrink when we cooked them. And so now we can move them around a little bit. At this point, these wings are nowhere near crispy. I mean, they're basically like, they're cooked, but they ain't all the way cooked. So what we're gonna do now is, using this Tupperware bowl, we're gonna dump in some hot sauce. This is Trappy's Red Devil Cayenne Pepper Sauce, which is the hot sauce that John had when he was a kid in his household, but he was too wimpy to try it. So this is his redemption arc. So we're gonna sauce the wings. And by the way, doing chicken wings this way, where you are basically gonna cook some of the sauce into it, I find that sometimes leads to less crispy skin at the end. However, even if you have crispy skin and then sauce them, it compromises the crispiness. So, putting this lid on that definitely does not have a hole in the top, we'll shake them up. The hole seems fine so far. And once they have a fairly nice coating, you can also just move them around like so. We'll go ahead and move them back in. Now, if you are not concerned about your health, I have a pro tip for you, which is you can make these wings taste even better by pouring the chicken grease that is accumulated in the air fryer into the sauce. It's a very indulgent thing to do. I've done it many times, but I won't today. But just think about it. Consider it. It's pretty good. And already these smell really, really good. Again, there's a depth of spiciness even in the smell. So we have like those baked spices from the everything, and now we have the vinegar element from our cayenne sauce. I think Rick said that he likes using maybe Valentina? Can't remember. I think it was a Hispanic hot sauce. Is one that he often uses. We'll pop those back in. At least 10 more minutes. It's probably gonna be a little bit longer than that. And we'll save our sauce in the case of wanting to add more sauce at the end. You wanna look at those potatoes? Hey, by the way, I got the temperature wrong. It's supposed to be 450, not 400. So about 15 minutes into the cook, I increased the temperature. But what you can see is as they cook, they're starting to accordion, which is good. That's what we want them to do. So it says 15 minutes. My guess is it's gonna be probably 15, 20 more minutes because we started at a lower temperature. All right, that's all I have to say. We'll be back. Okay, so here's our wings after another 10 minutes. And they look good, but I would like it if they could crisp up just a little bit more. And also it'll time better with our potatoes. So even though these are starting to look pretty dark, I am gonna put them in a little bit longer. And you know, will they crisp up when it's so crowded? I don't know. Probably not. But we'll throw them in for another 3 minutes, same temperature, and then we will shift focus to the potatoes. All right, now let's take a look at those potatoes, because I think that they're probably pretty close to being done. Even though we did that they're incorrect temperature. Holy moly, there's a bunch of butter in the pan. You can see that they look pretty cooked. So what I'm going to do is use a toothpick, kind of test the inside, and to me that feels pretty done, especially on these smaller ones. Yeah, these are good. All right, so we have them out of the oven. We're going to let them rest, and then we're going to elevate these potatoes by the addition of cheese. So it's not necessarily traditional, but it is fun. And here I have Kraft Deli Deluxe American cheese. That's right, this is expensive American cheese. And it's just, how is it different? Man, I can't even tell you. I honestly can't tell you how it is different other than it is just better in every way from, you know, conventional Kraft singles. So you feel free to call me extra, because this is extra for sure. But what we're gonna do is put a little bit of cheese in the fan. And it doesn't have to be every single space. But basically what we're gonna do is once we get these all tucked in, we're gonna throw them back in and let that cheese melt for a depth of flavor. Also, it's gonna make a huge mess on the rack, I can already tell you that. I'll deal with that problem when I have to. You can see, look at this. Over here, the heat has already started melting it, which is epic. So just another few minutes in here. And we'll do 3 minutes. Might not even take that long. Let's check those wings. Okay, with that final couple of minutes, they've become pretty dark, which is good. I mean, honestly, for what we're doing, you're cooking the sauce, you're cooking the spices, it's not a concern. So we'll go ahead and plate these up. I really think that last couple of minutes got us where we're going. And I might actually sauce some of these an additional time just for the hell of it. See if that makes a significant difference. So a few of these I'm gonna throw in for another coating. You never know until you try. Ooh, they're looking good. So there's our twice sauced wings. And for our photo finish, we'll plate it up with a Hasselback. It'll look real nice. Well, there we go. It didn't even take that 3 minutes. It took 2 minutes. Okay, check out these cheesy potatoes. Doesn't that look awesome? Hitting with the salt, always. Always the salt, the ways of salt. All right, let's photo finish. Look at, oh wow. Oh baby. It's tasting time. Let's start with a naked wing. It's not naked. That's good. I mean, darn, that's good. That's really, really tasty. Not too spicy at all, but all of that seasoning and a little bit of that sauce comes through. Now with the once more sauced one, even better. Saucing it again at the end almost refreshes the hot sauce flavor, because without that, it's not dry, but it's I guess the sauce is kind of dry. It's like cooked into it. Really, really delicious. That seasoning really complements the rest of the sauce. It takes a basic cayenne sauce and turns it into something that's pretty special. So highly recommend that. Now let's try this potato. Now here's the fun part with these potatoes. You can like peel them. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. So this is pretty awesome, and the only way it could be more awesome is if we've got more oil in between each slice. It probably would have crisped up more, but that's delicious. The spice, the wallop in there, gives it just a tiny kick, just like the presence of a chili, and the garlic complements that really nicely. So, gotta say, I'm a fan of both. Good seasoning. Here's the info, the info to how to buy it, be in the link description or something. And yeah, I like these products, but I like chicken wings and potatoes even more. So that's our review. That's some food that we made. That's how you do it. God bless, and we'll see you another time. Bye-bye.